Welcome back, Legendary Potato here. Today I want to show you guys some of the properties of barrier blocks, which are a modded item for Minecraft console editions and Minecraft PC as well. So I'm going to kind of show what you can do with barrier blocks and why they're a really cool block in that sort of way. So hopefully you guys do enjoy this video, but let's get right into it. So barrier blocks are only accessible through modding, obviously, and just a really cool block. They're pretty much just entirely invisible, so if you have it there, as you can see, it's completely invisible. But if you actually hold it in your hand, if you're actually holding a barrier block and look at a barrier block, it actually shows the little symbol, and as you can see, it kind of spirals around you in that sort of way as well. So if you're holding it in your hand like this, it kind of shows up, but once you put it away, then it starts to disappear. It usually takes a few seconds, but then it vanishes like that. So what's really cool about this is you can actually make a wall of these. So if you actually make a little wall like this, people will not be able to detect, hey, there's a wall here. I mean, maybe the shadow might, give a little hint of that. But let's just pretend there's no shadow there. As you can see, pretty much completely invisible until you see the outline when you're a little closer. Makes it a little confusing, like, hey, I can't walk past this. I mean, they could jump over, but let's just say for this example, the barrier blocks go up pretty high, so they can't jump over. They just kind of walk and like, hey, I can't walk past this. There's invisible blocks here, which is really cool. Or you could even give them a barrier block so they could see, hey, okay, so this is kind of like where I'm not supposed to go. So you could limit where people go without ruining the look of your map. So you could say, you're not allowed to go past here in that sort of way as well. So it's kind of like an invisible wall that you would see in like some video games where it's like you can't go here, but they don't want to like suddenly cut it off with something. They just kind of like would throw an invisible wall. That's basically what that is. So you can just like throw these, stack these on top, and then let's say you can't walk past these, can't jump over them, so you just kind of have to figure out where you're supposed to actually go, which is really cool in that way. You could also use it to make some really interesting parkour. So let's say we like jump over to here, jump over this way, we'll do something like this, and we'll jump over like this. So it's like it's pretty much invisible parkour until you have this open, and it's like, okay, so you're supposed to jump from here to there. So you kind of see the parkour, but to a player that doesn't have it, then they can't really see what's going on. They have the shadows, but they can also use the outline to kind of look and kind of see what's going on there, which is pretty neat as well. So this is kind of a couple uses of it, and I think it's really cool that it kind of has this little texture that follows around as well, which is really neat. And you can also do pretty much anything you could with a normal block. You can place like a torch on it. You can place it like that, and as you can see, it just looks like a floating torch. Just give it a second. As you can see, it just looks like a floating torch there. Or you can even hide your redstone on it. So let's say you want to like do redstone, and you want it to kind of like seem like it's in the air, which is really cool. It also appears invisible from underneath, so you can actually see some blocks that are only supposed to be seen from on top of a block. You can see that they don't have an underneath texture because you're not supposed to normally see them. You're able to kind of see it there as well, which is really cool, which we can also see that with another block. If we get things like these, let's get like ladders and rails to kind of show this off as well. So it's like make a little wall here, or a little pillar thing, and we'll put on the ladders. So as you can see, there's ladders here, but if you come around, the ladders are invisible. You can't see them from this side, and it's kind of this cool kind of one-way sort of thing. It would be cool if you could have like a full wall so that it's like it covers up the block, but then you can also see it from the other side. So it's like one of those one-way see-through rooms, which is really cool as well. Same thing if we get some rails here, and we kind of throw them like this. Since rails don't have an underneath texture, you can also see underneath them as well. Oh, actually they do. Okay, so I didn't know that. They actually do. You can see underneath they actually have the copied texture. I assume that actually would apply to all these as well. So if you throw that in, so yeah, as you can see, that's kind of cool. I actually didn't know that, so I just figured that out. I thought that they had been invisible. I guess they must have changed that, but I think that's really cool. But you can kind of play around with it, so you can kind of just throw on a bunch of weird blocks and stuff like that. So let's say you could throw on like a lever, which is pretty neat as well. So you can like do that, and then you could have like redstone bits here, or like a redstone bit there, and it just kind of looks really confusing. Like, hey, this lever doesn't really go into anything, and you can see like some weird textures you're not supposed to see since it is invisible. I guess I could pull up a few more examples as well. Just kind of like, it's a really cool concept just to see. Oh, actually, repeaters actually look really cool because they're partially invisible, which is pretty neat. So if you actually throw a few of these in, we'll kind of see, as you can see, like the underneath part of like this, like the main base of it, doesn't show up. But you can still see the little torch thingies inside of it as well, which is really neat. And you can see the corners, little corner pieces as well, since those are still loaded in. But you can see like little torches, and they're like actually redstone torches and have full models, and it's pretty cool in that sort of way that you're not really supposed to see it like that, but it just kind of shows off what you could actually do with the game textures when you see them. And I don't really see like much of a purpose to, you know, doing something like this, but you could just do it and see like there's a pressure plate underneath. But anyways, hope you guys did enjoy this video. It kind of showed off a lot of stuff here, and you know, hopefully it was kind of informative, show you what a barrier block is in case you can't mod the game yourself. Just kind of show off what you could do with it if you could, and you know why it's such a cool block in that sort of way. Since the block was added in TU31, which was the update that brought in things like slime blocks and, you know, Prismarine, you know, all the new biomes and stuff. That was the same update that brought this block. So it's a relatively new block, but also not at the same time. It's been around for a little while as well, and it's a really cool, useful block just for map making and stuff. For any map makers, you know, I recommend that they use this block if they want to make sure, you know, if they want to have players stay in a certain area. I think that's a really cool use for it. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new to the channel so you don't miss content like this every single day. But have a good one, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So have a good one, and peace out.